Hey everyone, Boston here with VectorVest. Over the last few videos, we've learned how to tell if the market's healthy enough to buy, how to evaluate whether a stock deserves a place on our watch list, and most recently, how to recognize whether a stock may no longer be helping our portfolio grow. But once you remove some of those stocks that are kind of dead weight, you've created an empty spot in your portfolio. So now what? Where do you go to find a quality replacement without spending hours reading articles or trying to figure out which headline to believe? Today, I want to show you where I start whenever I'm looking for new stock ideas. One of the biggest mistakes I see investors make is thinking that they have to begin their search with somebody else's opinion. Maybe that's an article titled "The 10 Best Stocks to Buy," or maybe it's a YouTube video. Maybe it's a post they saw somewhere on social media. And there's nothing wrong with getting ideas from those places, but those are just ideas. You still have to decide whether those stocks are actually worth your time and your money. So instead of starting with opinions, I like to start with data. And that's where VectorVest can make this process a whole lot simpler.
Been with VectorVest for over 15 years. I had no strategy. I just bought what people said, what newspapers said, what the television said, and hoped for the best. Then through friends, I heard about VectorVest, attended one of the seminars, and I decided to give it a try. Picking the best stocks in the VectorVest universe, sticking with it, that carried it over for me.
I love hearing stories like that because honestly, that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish. Investing doesn't have to mean spending hours every day reading articles, staring at charts. Having a consistent process can save you a ton of time while helping you stay focused on what really matters. So with that in mind, let's jump back to early April. And before I begin, I do want to point this out. For today's lesson, we are actually stepping back in time because around that time, the market had recently given us a green light signal along with confirmation that buying conditions were improving. So if you remember back to video number 1 in our series, that's exactly what we said we wanted to see before buying opportunities. So using historical examples also lets us teach the process without wondering what might happen next. Instead, we can actually look back and see what did happen. You'll notice that we are already sorted by the VST, which is the default setting in the software. And I have expanded our list to show us the top 20 VST stocks. If you've watched the earlier videos in the series, you already know that VST is going to be the master indicator that combines our relative value, relative safety, and relative timing into one easy to read number. Instead of sorting through thousands of different stocks at a time, VectorVest has already done all the heavy lifting by ranking them for us, with the highest number at the top and the lowest at the bottom. And this gives us a great place to begin our research instead of starting from scratch. Also, you'll notice a few of the familiar indicators that we talked about throughout the series. For instance, our RV, which stands for relative value, this helps us to see a stock's long-term price appreciation potential. After that, we have our RS, which is our relative safety. This gives us an idea of the stock's consistency and predictability of the company's financial performance, or in other words, their overall financial strength. Following up with RT, our relative timing. Remember, this is the short-term price trend. This shows us the direction, the momentum of the current price trend. And of course, we've got VST, which combines all three of these into an overall rating. Now, you don't have to memorize every definition today. We cover those back in video 2. If you want to jump back to that one, you can, and I will put a link to that video down below in our description box. The important thing today is recognizing that what we're looking for are stocks that score well across several areas instead of relying on just one number. Now, that doesn't mean every stock near the top of the VST listing is going to be an automatic buy. It simply gives us a great starting point. Our goal isn't to find the perfect stock. It's to put probability in our favor by consistently starting with stronger candidates. Now let's open a few of these charts. One of the things that our founder, Dr. Bart DeLito, used to say was, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." And it's 100% true. Looking at a stock chart really shouldn't take you more than about 5 seconds max. If you're staring at it longer than that, you're honestly trying to convince yourself of something that your first impression already told you wasn't there. Healthy stocks tend to stand out pretty quickly. And as we flip through some of these charts, notice what they have in common. The overall trend tends to look healthier. Prices are generally moving higher. You'll also notice that I have two things below the price on these charts. First, I've got the EPS, or earnings per share. Earnings are the engine that drives the stock's price. So when earnings are moving higher over time, while price is also moving higher, that's something that we like to see. It tells us the company is continuing to grow while investors are rewarding that growth. Also, I've got the RT on the graph. Since RT measures our stock's price trend, it's another quick visual of confirmation that we're looking at stocks with healthy upward momentum. Again, I'm not asking you to memorize these today. I simply want you to begin to recognize what healthy stocks tend to look like before we even start digging into the details. The ideal graph that we want to see is something that goes from the price, bottom left-hand corner, nice and smoothly to the upper right-hand corner. And the same with the earnings, bottom left-hand corner to the upper right-hand corner. So we're just going to go through these in a rapid-fire session, just like you would at home. No more than 5 seconds on each graph. Starting with this one, SSRM, bottom left, upper right in a smooth pattern? No. Next one. CIEN, bottom left, upper right, yep. Earnings, bottom left, upper right, yep. What about FIX? Bottom left to upper right, yep, nice and smooth. EPS, doing the same thing. That's a good one also. MOD, way too choppy. Going sideways, no thank you. SNDK, same thing. Not a smooth pattern. It's way too choppy up here. Next. CENX, bottom left, upper right. I'd say this one looks good. The earnings were up, came a little bit down, and they're back up nicely. Yes to this one. DELL, no, not at all. MRVL, no, way too choppy and sideways. AEIS, bottom left, upper right, yep. Earnings improving, yep, that one's a yes. AUGO, no way, not with that dip. Next. MU, I know everybody loves this one. Bottom left, upper right, absolutely not. That's a no. PARR, this one was on our list. Smooth left to right, no, not this one. CRS, not this one either. Sideways, up, sideways, no thank you. FN, way too choppy for me. That's too much. No thank you. UI, no. MTZ, yes, absolutely. Nice, beautiful price. Earnings are going up, nice as well. Yes. POWL, nope. Going sideways, no thank you. IESC, no way. Look at that chop. Nope. Next one. SNEX, no way. Sideways up, sideways down. Nope. Next. STX, this one I can do. EPS running up. Nice. That's it. That's all you have to do when you're looking at the graphs. Very quick. First opinion, right out the door. Don't sit there and overthink it, because then you're putting your opinions into it, and trading is not about opinions. We've talked about that. Trade the chart, not your heart, just like Glenn says. So here comes the fun part. Instead of wondering what these stocks might do, let's actually see what happened. We've just gone through these 20 different stock charts, and we've narrowed that list down to the 6 that best fit the characteristics we've been looking for. These are going to be the ones that are highlighted. So we're going to put them to the test now, and let's use a quick test. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the test over 1 week at a time, starting at April 8th, and we're going to move it every Wednesday to see how these stocks had performed. Run the test. Not so bad. We've got 4 winners and 2 losers. Not terrible, 3% and 2% down. They would not have met our stop criteria, so we would keep going. Let's change our date to the next Wednesday, which will be April 22nd. Run our test again. Those are looking pretty good. Overall, they're up 6.35%. Not bad at all. Let's add another week. April 29th. Run our test. All right, we've got 3 and 3, 3 winners, 3 losers. However, those percentages most likely would not have hit our 3-strike rule to get out. We're up 5.63%, which is still much better than the 1.87% that the market was up in that same time span. Okay, we're going to do one more week. So this would be as if we were holding these 6 stocks for a single month. Run our test. These numbers look pretty good to me. Overall, these stocks are up on average 20.90%, while the market is up 5.79%. These 6 stocks beat the market over 3 times in that same 4-week period. I wouldn't mind having these in my portfolio. Now remember, not every stock is going to be a winner. That's simply just not how investing works. Some stocks will outperform. Some stocks may only perform for a shorter period of time, and some stocks just won't work at all. The objective isn't finding perfection, it's putting probability in your favor by consistently starting with stronger candidates and following a repeatable process instead of guessing. At the end of the day, finding your next stock doesn't have to start with a headline or somebody else's recommendation. Start it with quality. Let VectorVest narrow down the list first, then use the same decision-making process that we've been building throughout the series to evaluate stocks that stand out. That way, you're making decisions based on consistent processes instead of whatever happens to be getting the most attention that day. Over these first 4 videos, we've learned when it's the right time to buy, how to evaluate our stocks, and how to recognize when it's time to let one go, and now how to find quality candidates to replace with. Each lesson is building on the one before it, and together they create a repeatable investing process that can help remove a lot of the emotion and guesswork from investing. If you've been enjoying this series, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the like button. This lets us know if these videos are helping, and it helps other investors find them as well. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel so that way you don't miss the next lesson. In our next video, we're going to take everything that we've learned so far and show you how to simplify the entire process using one of my favorite tools inside of VectorVest. If you're ready to start putting these steps into practice yourself, you can take advantage of a risk-free 30-day trial of VectorVest 7. That way you can follow along with everything that we've covered in the series using your own watch list to see how the process works firsthand. I have a link in the description below if you'd like to get started. Wait, before you go, I have some new questions for you this week. How much time do you currently spend reviewing your investments? And how often do you do it? If you could shorten the process while still feeling confident in your decisions, how much time would you want it to take? Let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.